Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Heru Setiawan and today I'm going to talk about photosynthesis. This presentation will be in 3 subtopics. This presentation will cover thesis statement as first subtopic, and the second is explaining about photosynthesis, and the last subtopic is conclusion. Please hold your question until the end of presentation. Okay everyone. I would like to talk about photosynthesis. Why this is so important? What do we need to know? Photosynthesis is one of the most important anabolic chemical reactions that allows life to exist in this earth with water, light from the sun, carbon dioxide from the air. Photosynthetic organisms are able to build simple sugars and oxygen. So, let's go to explain photosynthesis and let's check this out.
Hi, today we are going to talk about an incredible process that uses light, carbon dioxide, and water to make awesome that we all love, sugar. Unfortunately, we cannot do this amazing, incredible process which is known as photosynthesis. Some types of protists can do photosynthesis, some types of bacteria can, and of course, plants can. Plants will be our focus for this clip. Animals and amoebas just sort of missed out on this ability, but we do benefit from it greatly as this process also produces oxygen, the very gas we need in order to breathe. So this process is important for us to understand. First, a little background. Plants and animals we need sugar, specifically glucose. Plants as well as animals use glucose to make ATP energy in a process known as cellular respiration. ATP energy is critical for cells to be able to carry out their cellular activities. But while we have to be in search of good to get this glucose, plants instead can do photosynthesis to make their own. So that kinds of nice, because they don't have to go anywhere to get it. Plants have adaptation to make them able to carry out photosynthesis in variety of environments. Here is the formula for photosynthesis. On the left of the formula, you will find the reactions. That means these are the inputs. The plant has to have this in order to photosynthesis. On the right of the formula, you will find the products. That means those are the items that are produced by the plants, the outputs. Sometimes the formula is written a little differently. Technically, it needs to be balanced, and sometimes light is written on top of the arrow to show that it's in the presence of light. So it may look like this. The C6H12O6 product is sugar, specifically glucose. Photosynthesis is not just a formula. Have you ever tried to capturing light before? It's hard. Plants have light capturing molecules called pigments that help them do this. See, visible light has different wavelengths. Different wavelengths of light has different colors. If you have ever played with a prism before, you might have been able to see how light can be broken up into a rainbow of colors due to these different wavelengths. One pigment the plant used for photosynthesis is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is an expert at absorbing red and blue light, but not so much green light. Because it does not absorb very much green light, it reflects green light. Therefore, many plants appear green to our eyes. There are more pigments besides chlorophyll that work with different wavelengths of light, and this can explain why green is not the only color you can see in plants. Chlorophyll is a pigment found in the chloroplast of plant cells. This amazing organelle is not in animal cells. There are two major reactions that occur in the chloroplast that together make up photosynthesis: the light-dependent reactions and the light-independent reactions. The light-independent reaction is called the Calvin cycle or dark reactions. So let's go talk about these two reactions. The light-dependent reactions happens in thylakoids. What are thylakoids? Well, they are little compartments in the chloroplast and they contain the pigment. They tend to be nicely stacked As a collective stack we call granum. The best way to describe a granum is that it looks like a stack of green pancakes. Yep, very small green pancakes. The light-dependent reaction light is converted by means of a complex process that involves multiple photosystems into chemical energy. By chemical energy, I mean ATP. We have mentioned it that before, that's energy, and NADPH. We will get to that later. During the light-dependent reaction, water, which is needed for this process to work, is split. That means, if you think of chemical formula of water, which is H2O, it is splits so that you get electrons, protons, and oxygens. So oxygen is also a product of these reactions. So let's look at our formula. The light and water on the reactant side were used in this light-dependent reaction, and the oxygen produced was also from this light-dependent reaction. What about the other item on the formula? And why make this ATP and ADPH? What do they do? Well, that's the next step in the light-independent reaction. The light-independent reaction also occurs in the chloroplast. The name is misleading. It doesn't happen in the dark. It needs items from the light-dependent reaction, so they happen at the same time. Well, it still happens in the chloroplast. We never get out of this topic chloroplast with this. It doesn't happen in the thylakoids. Instead, it happens in stroma. The stroma is fluid outside of the thylakoids. In this reaction, carbon dioxide must be fixed. What do I mean by fixed? Nothing was wrong with that. By fixed, I mean that with the additional help of a major enzyme, the inorganic carbon dioxide is changed to more usable organic form. The ATP from the light-dependent reaction helps supply energy. The NADPH from the light-dependent reaction supplies reducing power. By that, I mean that it helps and add high energy electrons to this process, so in a very complex series of pathways. The fixed carbon dioxide, ATP, and ADPH are used to make a product that ultimately can be converted into glucose. Let's take a look at this formula. Last time, I promised. So we have here the circle items from the light-dependent reactions. Now notice the other items, the CO2 on the reactant side and the glucose on the product side. Those were from the light-independent reaction. Together, the light-independent cycle and the light-independent cycle, which happen simultaneously, created the glucose that plants need to survive. This process of photosynthesis is necessary for plants to make a sugar. Photosynthesis also supplies organisms with the oxygen they need, because remember, oxygen was also a product. And since plants are the producer in food webs, photosynthesis is important because plants supply the energy for a lot of hungry consumers. That's it for me, and bye-bye.
Okay, everyone. And the last subtopic is conclusion. I would like to conclude today's presentation by summarizing information. Photosynthesis is an important process in plants that has two stages. First step is light stage, and the second is dark stage. Fluctuations in water supply, carbon dioxide, change in light absorption, and change in temperature also direct effects for photosynthesis. Oxygen is produced through photosynthesis. Simple demonstration that allows you to observe photosynthesis firsthand is you can use Hydrilla verticillata. It's overgreen for aquatic organisms to use for activity to prove that oxygen is involved in green plants during photosynthesis. That's all from me, and bye-bye.